Okay, so I've been kind of lazy lately. I didn't do anything today. Like, I haven't had any energy, but I know it's not depression. It's just, it's not exhaustion either, but just like, my body's relaxed. And I felt a little bit bad about that, but at the same time, I know like the next week is going to be like kind of hard for me. So a part of me is thinking, well, since that's going to be the case, I don't need to, like, I feel like I should rest up now. Like, just kind of enjoy myself right now because I'm going to have to, like, whether I like it or not, I'm going to have to try really hard next week. So, um, I'm kind of considering this almost like a vacation or something. Or not a vacation, but like, I'm very okay with just chilling right now. A part of me also thought like, oh, should I start entertaining more people and reaching out and talking to more people, like socializing more? But I'm like, no, because I was really content with the experience that I had. Like, he was so sweet. Like, he has a nice energy. Like, obviously, I wasn't high, so I couldn't like see into the ether with him. But like, just not even in the 3D, it was just like very sweet and nice and like not too much, so um I don't know. I feel like that's okay. Like you don't I mean like okay, so like before I was saying like oh the like the therapists and the psychologists like they all want us to be passionless or whatever. Um just cuz I do like feeling very happy. I do like and well, I don't like feeling very sad, but like like I'm all for having the full spectrum of emotions, right? But also, like, that doesn't mean that I don't like calm moments like this. Like, just where it's like chill. It's like, you just wake up with some coffee and like read a book or so. Like, like a really, really chill time, you know? There's nothing wrong with this. I'm not like it doesn't make me feel anxious. Like, cause um some people cannot deal with like kind of silence and peace and stuff like that. It really bothers them. That's not what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying, what I don't like with what the therapists are saying is that we're embracing the monotony of life and limiting your expression within that. like like oh, what was that one movie where like everybody took an injection to where like they couldn't see color and they couldn't feel emotions and stuff like that. Like it's like that. Like, it's not peace in general, but it's like this chemically induced sort of spiritual and an emotional coma. Like I don't agree with that. It's not like if you have a natural calm in your life, then that's great. But like if it's just like if this like calm that you have is because, not out of contentment or peace, but it's from like flatlining or this kind of like sort of emptiness, then that's not good, I think. Like that's not the answer. But like this content, like to be content is not a bad thing, is what I'm saying. To be hollow is kind of a sad affair, I feel. I feel very content right now. But also there's this kind of like slight not melancholy, not malaise. It's not to that extent, even smaller than that. Like a tinge of this it's not sadness. I don't know if there's like emotion for like this sadness you get from being older. Like, what should I say? In being in the later years of your life, this kind of like it's like nostalgia, but it's not like because nostalgia is like when you're focusing on the past memories and stuff like that. It's not that. It's like kind of being in the fall of your life and having like and just even thinking about the season fall, it's like the leaves are changing colors and everything's calming down and all the best foods are available at that time. I love fall foods. And it's just like, I don't know, it's like, it's not a calm before the storm, but it is an indicator of like, winter's coming, kind of like, and kind of, and stuff like that, and like, kind of just like this, I don't know how to describe, like, at first I was gonna say it's like, like some people have like bedtime routines where like you go brush your teeth, brush your hair, I don't know, put face stuff on, like, or, however people wind down to go to bed or whatever, if you have that luxury in life. But, it's this kind of like, I don't have the vocabulary for it, but just like a soft and like blue sparkle sort of, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very interesting feeling and emotion that I'm having, and it's also kind of combined with contentment. Like, it's like this like weird little blend of very quiet emotions, and overall it's presenting in a very quiet way, and I'm okay with it. Like, I really am okay with it. There is a part of me that kind of longs for a little bit more or anything like that, but I almost kind of like want to like take in this, like, even though it's like, yeah, I would like to be happier or something like that, or have more activity or do more things, especially with that whole entire ideology of like, well, I'm getting older, what am I doing? But it's like, when I say it like that, when it comes out of my mouth, and you're going to process it, it's going to allow you to think of like that in like kind of a negative aspect or something like that. It's not emotional for me right now, because I'm so, I'm caught up in the aroma of like this like bittersweet nostalgia and this calm collected mode. So that's the primary, like, if you were going to see within me, it would mostly be that. Of course, I would love to like have the motivation and gumption, and I do like have in me the desire for more, but I also don't mind sipping on this emotion, kind of like a hot apple cider, and just like holding the mug, and just enjoying that moment, like, just kind of really relishing in whatever this emotion is, this emotion that I can't explain. I really do enjoy it. And then there's also a part of the sadness is that I know that this is kind of only for this time, and I am like kind of indulging in it. And I know it's going to change in a week, because then I'm going to have to hit the ground running. But like for right now, like, I'm very content. I'm very happy. Like, I don't think it's happy, it's more content. And I do have like a kind of gratefulness too. Like, I do feel kind of grateful for this, because even though it's not the most exciting emotion, it is very, I don't know, it feels kind of meaningful. I am kind of also like, I guess I'm also kind of like, spiritually preparing for this time too. Like, I don't really pray in the traditional sense. Like, like if I think about like my grandma, I used to, like, when I would stay the night at her house, it would be my grandpa, me in the middle, and then my grandma, and then we would, like, because she's Catholic, right? So she would, like, say, like, Our Father, who art in heaven, and blah, 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 like, she taught me that one, and then she taught me 2 prayers that she said at night. So it's not in that kind of, like, ritualistic sort of religion-based kind of prayer, but it's more of, like, because, like, eating or smoking weed is kind of like a shortcut to that, but you don't need it, actually. You can cultivate it, like, okay, in the same way, like, a lot of people say, like, DMT naturally occurs in your brain, and, like, you can access it through, like, meditation and all that kind of, like, because everything starts in your brain, anyway, or in your physiologically, like, like, we have chemicals within us too that can be activated or whatever, right? that allow you to get to certain I don't want to say planes of existence, but like certain frequencies or something like that, you know. So I started just kind of like opening up that channel a little bit and trying to start like kind of like a dialogue with spirit, but like I also am not like, okay, so like I know that like, well, I'm sure like in other religions too there's like times where like, and I mean like I've done this too like in the past where it's like when you get like in a despair, like you like reach out to God or reach out to Allah or like whoever, and you like are asking for help or assistance or whatever. It's not like that. What should I say? Based off of this mood, based off of this like apple cider, warm apple cider that I'm just, well, that's my indulgence in these emotions. That's my receptivity of these emotions is that of that apple cider, warm apple cider, drinking it and savoring it. But the actual emotions itself is like almost like a blue cloud, like a sparkly blue cloud, and with pink speckles and like kind of dreamlike almost, you know. And it's just like swirling within me, you know. That's the actual, like that would be the visual representation of the emotions itself, and then my indulgence in them is the apple cider analogy. But also like, you know, I feel like it's okay. Like I don't need to. Oh, what am I saying? Like I feel like I don't need to hear like the voice of God or the voice of spirits, or I don't need to be guided directly right now. Like I just have trust or something. Like, you know, it's like I like, cuz that's what you get with weed. You feel everybody's vibration, like almost kind of like you feel everyone's vibration at the level of like a crab that just molted and is hiding in a cave because their skin is tingly, or like if you get a sunburn and like you're very vulnerable in a certain sense, you know, you're very sensitive to everything. Like I don't think everybody's like that, but I am because me. But and then like, yeah, then you pick up on different frequencies. Okay, in the same way that AI, like if you do the keyboard thingy, you know, the auto input thingy is actually picking up different brainwaves of like people around you actually, like, or it could be like an internal database of like you could either take it in like the woo way of like that the waves are being picked up here, but you could also take it in like, you could also go more in like internal server like I'm saying, like there's two possible reasons for this. Either the waves, because like we have to admit that waves are a thing, because like Wi-Fi and, well, even before that, radio waves, and you know, these all exist, and brain waves, like all of this exists. This is not fake, you know. So okay, so there's that. But if you don't believe that, if that's like too out there for you, you could even believe, okay, well, AI has like an internal data server, right? So there's also going to be like a located, like, you know, a certain localized server in which it operates off of, which is picking up the patterns of like, you know, to develop the algorithm, right? You know, like it's picking up on data from a localized area or something like that. So like even if it's not physically or directly from somebody's brainwaves, it's picking up on the patterns and the data from everybody around. Because like nowadays, like, cause like, you know, I did fuck that PhD student who's like majoring in like AI technology and shit. Well, he's like a mathematics major or whatever. But you know, like the way that information is being stored is like so condensed. Like it's like hyper condensed at this point. You know, this is all like, I wouldn't be able to describe it in the correct terminology, and I might be even wrong in certain like maybe the server example is maybe more accurate than the wave example, maybe. I don't know. But either way. Okay. I'm an INTJ, right? So my first cognitive function is introverted intuition. So that's basically pattern recognition. So I'm hyper aware of patterns, right? I'm hyper aware of like when certain occurrences happen, and then my brain just kind of collects all of them, and it's like I'd make a really good detective maybe or something. But I actually, when I was younger, whenever I hate watching like police dramas or CSI or whatever. But when I did sit down to watch it, I was like, that person did, or like I would guess, like I never watched the episode or the TV show, whatever, but I would guess what was gonna happen right away. And my mom was like, "Oh my god, like maybe you should be a detective." It's like, yeah, but I have no interest in that. Like even if I have the ability or I have the computing capacity for that, I don't really have the motivation or inclination to be like, because how should I put this, like if you investigate criminal minds, then you get kind of corrupted, and then keeping the balance is hard, so like I'm not saying that like necessarily okay, like for example, if you go to war, people come back with PTSD and stuff like that. Like there's psychological damage that can happen if you are in those fields, and I don't necessarily want to I don't need the glory. I'd rather be at peace. Like fuck that shit. Like it doesn't matter. So, you know, so yeah, so going back to that, yeah, I'm enjoying my peace right now, drinking my hot apple cider and feeling the swirly blue and pink swirls of, I don't want to say cotton candy, because it's like cotton candy's like really hyper sweet, it's like just pure sugar, and that's almost like a assailment of the senses in a way. It's not like that. It's like a cloud. It's like dry ice or something like that. But anyway, but yeah, I'm just enjoying my time right now. And I know, and like I've already said this already, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to suffer or have a hard time for like a week or so. But after that, it's gonna be fine. I know already. It's like knowing you have to, okay, like, for example, I had to have an MRI, right? I was freaking out so much before I had to do that. Like, I was really freaking out. And then, like, I ordered, like, my guilty pleasure, is Little Caesars pizza. Like, whenever I'm not feeling good and just I would, like, want, like, something cheap and quick and just, like, I don't know. Like, but anyway, I ate a whole fucking pizza by myself and I was crying the whole time and drinking my, like, just downing my, like, kind of like, have you seen The Nutty Professor? Like, when he's just sitting on the couch and, like, he just, but anyway, like, like, so I was having, like, a dramatic fit about it, because I was, like, freaking out, because I was, like, not only was the procedure freaking me out, but I was also freaking out as to what the results would be, it's like, oh, okay, well, like, I know I have to just get the thing done, and, like, if I get the thing done, then, then I know, at least, like, it's better to know than not to know. And that was the time I was suffering from, like, a thunderclap headaches. So it was really scary. Like, because, like, I pride or I can't pride myself, but I'm blessed and lucky enough to, I never had any surgery in my life. I've never been really ill. Yeah, I did have, like, a lot of ear infections when I was younger and stuff like that. Like, that's the only thing that was really, like, an issue with me. But other than that, I've been, like, really healthy, and I associate that with the fact that my sixth house is in Leo. I think that's the reason why I've been so healthy. Like, God just blessed me, or my mom blessed me by birthing me on the day that she did. But so it's just like, I feel good about that, but like, knock on wood, Is this wood? Boop boop. Anyway, I'm knocking on the wall. But anyway, you know, I'm just, yeah, but anyway, like, so when I actually got the procedure done, like, the people were so nice, and then, like, they put blankets on me, and they made me feel good, and, like, they also, I think they allowed me to take, like, anxiety medication, so I was just, like, whatevs about, like, and, like, they put headphones on you and play whatever music you want to listen to, so, like, I was, like, really, I was just, like, okay. I think the guy who did it was gay or something, but, like, anyway, it doesn't matter, I was just, like, and it was, like, it was nothing. And then like I got the results back and I was okay. It was a primary headache, not a secondary headache, so it was good. And so I was like, yay. But yeah, like, you know, I freaked out the whole time before that, you know, and so like heavily, like I don't like taking anxiety meds and I don't like doing all that kind of stuff, but I was like, give me that shit, you know, like, because I was that freaked out, you know. Because it's like my mortality, right? I think anyone would be afraid. My mom, she's had so many like surgeries, procedures, and it's been in the hospital so many times. So like it was kind of nothing to her. Like she's kind of a veteran with that. But like I said, I've been really blessed with really good health and not really needing a lot done to my body. Like yeah, I did sprain my ankle one time and I had to get like physical therapy and like I said, like then the MRI thingy happened and well, I did get like what is it? I I did have like when I was like young, I fell on the coffee table and had to get stitches or whatever, but like these are like all really minor things. I've never had anything major, so I've been very lucky. But yeah. So I'm just hoping everything goes well. I do have a plan going forward. Like I know how I'm going to handle everything. But I'm just like I want to be happy for a bit. Before I'm like cuz like especially while I was going to school and having to deal with my mom and all that kind of stuff, it felt too chaotic, And now I'm like really peaceful, right? And now I'm predicting going back into chaos a little bit again. And so I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. I like this quiet time. I liked hanging out with like the Jeff Goldblum / Adrian Brody looking mofo who I was with earlier. I just want to be chill. But it can't be forever, Anyway, I don't know. This is very much a rant. I don't even know what I'm going to title this, but yeah. I'm just I feel like even though I am thinking about the future, thinking about the past, right now is actually really good. I'm fine. And I'm glad that I'm fine too. Like, this is good. I hope this kind of stuff happens in the future too. Like, I hope it'd be nice if I could have like a really long period of this. That'd be great. But anyway, take care. Be good. Bye bye.